Joined now by Jason Burton, head coach of the McKinney Boyd Broncos basketball team, talking about their season in review. And Coach, it was a difficult season for you, especially in district play, 0-10 in the district play. Had those two games against McKinney that were down to the wire. You had a couple leads going to the fourth quarter. What do you think ultimately was the difference in both McKinney coming back to win those games and you guys not being able to hold on to leading those games?
One thing is foul trouble in both games. We got into foul trouble. I had Brian Harrison and Al Hernandez, two seniors, fouled out early in the first time we played them, and the second time we played them, they both started the second half in foul trouble. And so the way you play the game in foul trouble is just differently. And our depth the second time we played them, we only had 10 guys suited out that time, or 9 guys, and so our depth hurts a little bit that time. I think we were a little fatigued when the fourth quarter came around, and that plus foul trouble just wasn't a good combination. And we had Mark Collins, who was a freshman, who had just been moved up. I think it was his second or third game on varsity, playing heavy minutes. And so that's always a tough situation to throw a guy into, rivalry game, packed house, and a close game. That was a new experience for him. But so those things, and plus you're playing against a team that's senior heavy, just down the stretch, they were able to pull it out both times. So.
The deck was stacked against you guys this whole entire year. It seemed like you came in inexperienced with hardly any varsity experience from the previous year, and then you have injuries through the middle of the season that cause you to lose a lot of your depth. What do you think they learned through these hard times this year that's going to help them next year to get some of those district wins that you were lacking this year?
I think they learned what it takes. It's not easy to get wins, and so the work that they're willing to put in this offseason, I think everybody's ready to put in work. And we came in, with 3 months to prepare these guys that never been on varsity before, and they had to learn a brand new offense, brand new defense, learn each other, learn the coaching staff, and so they're going to be more comfortable with the staff and with what's going on. They're going to be more comfortable with each other, and so just the ability that they've gone through this, they didn't quit. That's the one thing I say about this team is they kept fighting.
Because some teams do quit.
A lot of teams quit. It's tough to do that. It's tough to go that stretch of games and continue to play with confidence, to continue to play hard. And that's the good thing about it. Says a lot about the character of these kids. And we talk about character every day. It's where you stand in times of trial, tough times. How you act and react in those situations. And these kids proved that they're not going to quit, and I think that's going to pay off in the long run.
Looking back on the scoring output from you guys this season, it was low overall, but you had some guys that, especially towards the second half of the year, put in some outstanding performances. Colton Head in district had some great games, put 20 points up twice against Allen and McKinney. Byron Harrison, late in the season, had some outstanding games for you. Obviously, Byron is a senior, but from Colton's perspective, like what you see going into next year from him.
I love what I see, coming in with him. He's a kid that, prior to this year was just a shooter, and that's what he always told me, Coach, I'm a shooter. I said, you're more than just a shooter. He's a scorer, and he learned late in the season how to score in a variety of ways. He wasn't just shooting threes. He mixed it up, and he started creating for others, and I think his confidence late down the stretch is going to lead to him being more of a leader next year. I think he'll take on more of a leadership role this offseason, and he'll really help to bring on these young guys, because we're going to be young again next year. We'll be a team probably with a lot of sophomores on the team, but he's a guy that's probably going to end up being an all-district player for us this year, and will hopefully be the same thing next year, and hopefully can help lead these younger guys to show them how to score, show them the things that he's learned, and use this year to kind of be a springboard to next year.
Now, I know this year the weather, even though basketball is an indoor sport, the weather outside with the ice and everything caused cancellations everywhere through a lot of the sports. How much do you think that hurt you? Because especially with a young team, you need those extra games to start building on everything that you're using, those foundation blocks for what you want to achieve.
We were able to pick up 2 games, but it's nothing like the tournament atmosphere. And we were about to play in the Carrollton Farmers Branch tournament, which would have been good for us. We would have opened up versus Coppell, a very good team. But our win that we got in Fort Worth was in a tournament format, as you are able to play a game, make adjustments right then, and play again, the next day or later that day. I think there's nothing like those tournament fields because kids just learn so much, and everybody gets a chance to play in those tournaments because of fatigue and things like that. That hurts a little bit, and hopefully we get to play both, two good tournaments next year, and but that's part of it. There's going to be times where weather affects things, and just got to learn to persevere through those things.
Obviously, in basketball, size is such a big deal, and your team is one of the smaller teams, especially in this district. Where
every night.
Some of the teams in this district, I mean,
Right.
they've got some dudes that can play at the
Right.
next level that have not only thickness, muscular-wise, but also that height. So going up against these guys, obviously you need to work on building the bodies of some of the guys that are 14 and 15-year-olds
Right.
that are going to grow, that are going to grow in the future. So that's going to be a heavy emphasis for you in the offseason.
It's going to be a huge impact, a huge emphasis. We've set goals already as far as where we want our players to be able to bench and squat and things like that, and so that we have a focus in this offseason. And strength and quickness and trying to get more athletic is going to be a heavy emphasis because we can't control the size of our guys. The one thing we can control is our strength and how diligent we are in the weight room. And so, hopefully when we're playing against these bigger guys, our fundamentals will come into play. Our box outs will be a little bit better. Instead of just, putting a body on guys, we're moving guys out of the paint now next year. And so, I think our guys realize how much stronger they need to get to be able to compete against bigger guys and stronger guys. And so, I think the guys are ready to get in the weight room and ready to get in the gym and work on the things they need to work on this offseason.
This is your first year as the head coach of this team. What are you looking forward to most about next year's team already with the guys you have coming back?
The fact that they know what to expect now. They know what to expect from me. They know my demands. They know the demands of the coaching staff. They know the expectations in the classroom and the community. They know what's expected of them. And I'm not looking forward to the fall right now. I'm looking forward to this week. Just these guys are excited to be in the gym right now. And it's tough to after the year we've gone through to come back and be excited. We had yesterday off from school, I had guys texting me about open gym for if I'm going to open the gym up. So these guys are hungry. They want to have success. They want to taste that success, and they want to put in the work it's going to take to do that. So I'm excited about this spring to see where these guys go from this week to May. We're gonna get in the weight room today and learn everybody's maxes and set that benchmark so that we can measure the results from now until May and continue to see that growth from May until August. So we've set some goals for ourselves, and I'm just excited to see our guys work right now.
Well, it sounds like an exciting time, and that they have that motivation to go in, put in the work. I'm sure it's going to pay dividends for you next year. Coach, thank you so much for joining us today on Sports
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Jason Burton from McKinney Boyd, head coach of the boys basketball team. One of my favorite stories from this year on Sports Talk was the McKinney Lions girls volleyball team. They were 0-10 the previous season in district, made the playoffs, went 3 rounds deep the following year. Perhaps that'll be McKinney Boys basketball team next year.
Hope so.